At which point were you ever managing fighters and possibly bringing them now from Tiger back to China into promotions and fight cards?
Because I had all this connection in the martial arts scene in China, and I knew all the people already. And then me working at Tiger, it kind of came naturally because I never had a goal to become a manager. It was just my Chinese friends who started being involved with promotions and stuff. At the time, like there was a lot of combat events in China. And they were just asking, oh, you work at the gym, you have fighters there, you have fighters for this weight class. And so obviously fighters in Tiger were looking for the fights. So I was became like this middleman, start sending fighters to China, learning on the go. But then it was not enough for me just being a middleman, I wanted to be involved more in fighters' career. And that's how I started like to manage guys at the time. It was like probably around end of 2014, 2015.
And especially for someone like yourself at that stage, your competitive advantage is the language.
Yeah, obviously.
And obviously, like you have a Chinese fighter. Maybe would they ever be coming over to Thailand for fights, or would they be going international?
Chinese fighters.
Or was it pure? Because everyone knows that like back in the day, like you got guys like if you're familiar with like Eddie Farrell and a lot of the Thai fighter or people that were doing Muay Thai in Thailand. There's better money in China for those events than doing it here. So they would go over there. At which point was that like, the milestone, of your career when maybe you've connected with a fighter and started to actually manage them besides just the connection? Maybe you're negotiating contracts, you're helping with sponsorships. At which point did that happen?
I mean, it kind of grew slowly. Step by step. Obviously, like the guys, like I knew guys like Petr, he was coming to Tiger since 2014. Arman Tsarukyan, he was coming to Tiger since 2014. At the time, Arman was amateur. Petr had one pro fight. And like seeing them grow and helping fighters at the gym with fight opportunities, not only in China, abroad too. Also helping fighters like from Kazakhstan fight outside, helping Chinese fighter maybe fight outside. But because usually at the time Chinese market was booming, there was event every week, so it was a good platform for me to gain this experience, to gain these connections. And I cannot say like the big milestone, because when I switched, when there was less events in China and the visa started to become a problem, I started to switch more on the other markets. And at the time, I met my current partner, Daniel Rubinstein, and we decided to work together to try and kind of help these Russian fighters, Kazakh fighters from this region, to help them to go to the Western market, get them signed to UFC, other organizations. So when Petr became free agent, he was the first guy we signed together to UFC. And he was the guy who later went on to become a champion. So this was one of the milestones, obviously.
This is probably around 2014, 15, right?
No. It was 2018 when he got signed to UFC. And 2 years later, he became like a champion.
Okay, because the reason I became exposed to Petr Yan is because I think it was his first fight in UFC. He was fighting a Japanese guy.
Yeah, in Singapore.
Now, the only reason it wasn't just because of the guys at Tiger. Obviously, I'm seeing the more of the social media content here. It's actually because my friend is the striking coach of that guy at Team Alpha Male.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, okay, I was getting behind Petr Yan during his first fight way before anything, and he was getting behind that guy, and it was kind of just like the timing was funny. And then the next thing I knew, like, holy shit, Petr Yan has just exploded. Like,